man, not they off in mind.
Maiyegun don't come,
Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man do they talk. He do they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street, they hawk. Still them talk, say, make we no talk. But thank God, say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh.
Maiyegun don't come,
My people make you shout.
Maiyegun don't come,
Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses.
Maiyegun don't come, yo. Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you from wherever you're watching from. This is Maiyegun live. You have read the news today, Abi, where Sinzu spending, Sinzu Bokuwari have written to them. He wrote to the National Assembly that is now requesting for another 2.3 billion dollars loan. What am I even talking about? 6 billion US dollars rather. 2.3 trillion naira. That's how messed up that country is anyway. But let's use their naira. 2.3 trillion naira. When Bokuwari came, when this APC, Egbekegbe, came to power 6 years ago, the total debt of Nigeria was about between 12 and 13 trillion naira. Today, the debt of Nigeria is now over 35 trillion naira. They are about to borrow more. And here is the flashback. Because some people said, Maiyegun, you can sometimes be too of a revisionist. Said, well, being a revisionist is actually a good thing. If we have been so much of revisionist enough, maybe this generation would have resisted genuinely the rebirth, or should they, what do they call it, reformed Bokuwari. They will not bring back a dead tyrant from 30 years of unproductive existence. Maybe if we have been revisiting very well, this con artist who foisted this criminal and the jihadist on the rest of us and continue to ask us to live with it or die from trying to escape from it. Maybe this generation today would have probably resisted, but they told them that Bokuwari was trying to fix Nigeria. They didn't tell them the truth. And that is my job now. If you call me a revisionist, I wholly welcome that. Let's revisit what these guys met. Because the story right now is that I was even reading the news the other day. I think it was yesterday. And they were celebrating that inflation dropped by 1%. Now, I am going to speak to you in my own layman language, man to man. I'm not going to speak to you like all those fraudsters that will, like Emefiele and co, that will be using all this kind of economic jargons to confuse you. I will use this naira and kobo, possibly dollars too. When this gang of thieves came in, a naira to a dollar was about 190 naira and 195 naira, black market. While officially you will get a dollar for 170, 172 naira. A pound sterling then was about 250 naira in their normal black markets. You will get it for somewhere around 205, 210 naira. That was 2015. So back then, it was considered that it was a complete aberration that they are changing naira to a dollar for 190 naira. When Obasanjo came in, a naira to a dollar was about 35 naira to a dollar. But when Obasanjo was leaving, a dollar to a naira was somewhere around the 135, 36 naira to a dollar. But by the time this gang of crook came in and Jolantan handed over, a naira to a dollar was 190, 195 to a naira, a naira to a dollar. Today, a dollar to a naira in Nigeria is now, if you are possibly lucky enough to have your dollar in your own hands, because they don't even have them anymore. A dollar to a naira is now between 470 naira and 490 naira to a dollar under these criminals, right? And the reason is not far-fetched. They started printing money from day one they came in. And when you look at all the antecedents, all the antecedents of this Bokwari and his jihadist brothers, there is no difference from Abacha era. The only difference is that this guy, you were deceived to believe that you were in a democracy. When Abacha was alive, it's the same thing. Abacha became a pariah state because what were they doing? They were also printing money. Nobody will actually do anything with Nigeria then, except in the black market. Now that's what Bokwari has brought back. Today, they have destroyed that naira with borrowing. Another thing that this military Fulani terrorist succeeded in doing was to dip the entire country into abject debt, indebtedness. So when Obasanjo came in, part of the legacy of Obasanjo was he was able to negotiate the debt away. Ask me how much was the debt. They said it was around $78 billion. Last, Nigeria debt turned to zero in 2005, 2006. By the time Jonathan will hand over power to Bokwari, Nigeria debt was already 13 trillion naira. As if that wasn't the war. So within 6 years, Bokwari has doubled it and he is about to triple it now, because the debt of Nigeria is about to hit 39 to 40 trillion naira. And they've just made a request. Don't forget, under this same Bokwari's government, Paris credit or Paris debt refund. You remember when they returned some money, they said when Nigeria was repaying Paris debt, Nigeria overpaid. They over-deducted some state allowances and all of that. Now, they returned that money to this Bokwari's government. They shared the money. Abacha loot, they returned Abacha loot. They shared the money. Even the Buhari idiots who told us that they recovered $90 billion from Diezani, $90 billion that they said they recovered from Diezani. All of that, last, Nigeria's Bokwari, they have succeeded in borrowing the destiny of the people of yesterday, today, tomorrow, and the day after, maybe week after, next generation and next generation, I'll tell you. You see this new request they are making, it will further destroy your naira. I told you, I said, give it time. Between now and December 31st of 2021, your naira to a dollar will be exchanged for more than 600 to 700 naira to a dollar. For pound sterling, me a day here. As they are destroying your naira, destroying your economy, destroying jobs, doing all this manner of things, dipping you further into poverty, and as many of you are struggling to survive, some struggling to run away, you will come back to that reality that Nigeria is done for. And somehow, these guys knows about it. They know something. And only those who probably don't have a clue are still defending Nigeria. It is a shame that we have some Yoruba brothers and sisters who are actually believing that 2023 can be something for them. It is a shame that you will wait to inherit a Pangolo country. You will never be well. And then you will watch your people. Now that they've added terrorism to it, we'll come back to that. They came in. They further dipped the country into, Nigeria went into recession 3 times under this Bokwari's government. The national electricity grid, the national grid of Nigeria collapsed more than 4 times now since this Bokwari's government. The first and the only time, the first and the last time that the national grid of Nigeria electricity collapsed nationwide was when Bokwari was the president, the Shekau of 1985. That was the first time, And that was the last time until 30 years after, when you exhumed the dead tyrant and you brought him back to life 4 times now. So let's take them by their words, word by word. Because you know where all this leads to? All of this is just to let you know that many of us who have come to the conclusion that even if you endure, if you pretend to endure, you will never recover from the ruins, the destruction that this gang of criminals have brought upon everyone in that part of the world. You can't recover. You will never recover from it. And they are not tired. They keep going. So even if you pretend that maybe it will still work, it's all coming back to the same thing, BLLB. So let's take them by their words. This gang of rogues, for example, you remember El Rufaya, Kaduna Littlefinger, and do you remember this then?
This is their record. The exchange rate has moved from 120 to the dollar to 240 to the dollar. That is Jonathan's record. Jobs have been destroyed. Livelihoods have been destroyed. Over 1 million people have been displaced because of incompetent and corrupt security mismanagement. Meanwhile, during this period, oil prices have been at their all-time high. Trillions have been budgeted for security, but the only thing you see are mansions in Abuja owned by ministers of defense and generals. We know these houses, we know the owners. This is the record of the Jonathan administration in the last 6 years. That's why they don't want to talk about it. So what do they talk about? They move from church to church preaching religious division. They move from town to town preaching ethnic division. They have no record to run on. They take photographs of private estates and claim that the government built the estates. They take photographs of railway bullet trains from Port Harcourt and claim that it's federal government train system. They lie for a living. Do not believe anything they say. Even when they say good morning, check, it is probably evening. So do not be deceived. I am here before you as a father of young people like you because I have many children. We don't count our children. We count blessings. That I care about your future. We all care about your future because we have children too. And we want you to stand up and vote for change.
Do you understand that? That was way back in 2014. So let's go back then. When these guys came in, it was easier to ask people if their lives were better before Goodluck Jonathan and before anything, or if their life was better actually in 2015. And the answer was a resounding no, our lives were no better. Our life, you know what I mean? Therefore, they came up with their plan. Number one, to end Boko Haram in 3 months. Okay? Number two, to arrest all corrupt people and begin the repatriation of all the stolen money from Nigeria. Number three, they were going to create 3 million jobs every year. Other one was that they will give free meal a day to every school-age child in all over the country. They were going to make education free from KG level to university level. They were going to be paying you employment wage. That means as a graduate, if you are yet to find a job in your own discipline, government will be paying you salary equivalent to that your discipline. If you are a doctor, you'll be collecting a salary of a doctor before you find job, just like they were doing in Libya. They also said, as an entrepreneur, you will have access to 21st century business developmental skills, blah, 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 and they will give you access to loans that you can start your own businesses. They also said they were going to grow agriculture enough to stop importation of food. They also said they were going to return all the victims of Boko Haram back to their villages, resettle them and get them back to their lives, and close all the IDP camps, refugee camps caused by Boko Haram. They also said Boko Haram will never, well, those ones are just the extra. Boko Haram will never, or anyone will never, or nobody will ever go abroad for medical treatment. Also, they also said subsidy was a scam that was being enjoyed by some selected friends of PDP, Egbekegbe as well. So subsidy was to go. They were going to build one refinery per each region, and they were going to build 6 refineries in 6 years, new ones, while they would renovate all of the refineries in Nigeria within a year. All these promises gone down the drain, okay? So there's no point in that. So when they came in, they crashed everything. They started what is called round tripping in the CBN. Some people became middlemen. So people who have legitimate businesses, who needed Forex to run their businesses, oversee, like bring up, Nigeria is import-dependent country. So they have to go through middlemen. Legitimate businesses for Forex no longer go through the banks anymore. Banks were also going through middlemen. Who were the middlemen? The terrorists from Daura, terrorists from Katsina, terrorists from all these areas who are terrorist apologists appointed by Boko Haram. They destroyed that medium and destroyed so many businesses. And like joke, they couldn't create 3 million jobs every year. Rather than create 3 million jobs every year, which would have given some of those Buhari deals who are now, they call them Empower. They are now Empower. Some of them will be begging bloggers to help them tell the whole world that they have not paid them January salary. They have not paid them February salary because they don't pay them. Do you get that now? So, they couldn't create 3 million jobs. Rather, within 6 years, the numbers of unemployed people in Nigeria from 13 to 13.5 million unemployed people in 2015, the number has now skyrocketed to, officially, they say, officially, it has now skyrocketed to over 33 million. That means Boko Haram has added 20 million officially. Many of them who had job before Boko Haram came in. But when Nigeria happened to them, they lost their jobs. They didn't create jobs. There's something called foreign direct investments. This is where government will design policies that will encourage foreign investors, people to bring in their money into the country so that they can invest and also create jobs. You know what I mean now? Help and reduce unemployment. Foreign direct investment under this Boko Haram's government took a dip. Do you get what I mean now? As we speak right now, they are merely getting about 0.72%. They are merely getting 1% foreign direct investment to what they met when they came in. How would they get that? They didn't end Boko Haram in 3 months. They did not return the Boko Haram victims back to their families. Rather than do all of that, they created more terrorist groups and they started championing, defending them. Kaduna, that the people were able to protect themselves. Southern Kaduna, this El Rufaya, this Kaduna Little Finger, created his own army of terrorists, of Fulani terrorists, who started attacking and killing. And you have known the story of Southern Kaduna, okay? So they created the violence everywhere. Who is going to take their money to such place? Electricity they promised you, they couldn't deliver. The man they made the Minister of Darkness, Babatunde Fashola, that is Aleko Barack Obama. Fashola, the Bantueyo of Isaleko, they made him Minister of Darkness, potholes and homelessness. And how did he perform? In 6 years, they destroyed everything. They destroyed everywhere. And they continue to lie, to hide it. And this is where we all come up like, okay, if somebody is now telling you that they have a solution, and you look at them and say, okay, let me see, who are those of you who have the solution? And you realize that they are the same criminals who told you that Bokwari was their solution, and all you needed then was just to listen to them, and that's it. So the gullible ones who listened, would you still want to listen to them now? I don't think so. And that is why you should never listen to them. You know another thing they are doing now? I remember when they took the last loan that eventually, finally killed your naira. As we speak, the, what do you call it? The 2.3 trillion naira they want to borrow, $6 billion. That one is just a fraction. And the one where they just push you, they are planning to borrow more than $15 billion as you are in this year. This 6 billion is just to add to what they have borrowed already between January and May. Okay, they were waiting for the lockdown to ease down in some part of the world, and since the lockdown has been easing down, they continue to borrow. Doing what? They call it infrastructure. Infrastructure, like the one they want to construct from the Katsina, train from Katsina to Niger Republic, the one they will borrow in your name. And then once they approve that, once the money is approved, then you will just hear the breaking news. Naira to $1 is now 600 naira. They say, oh, we are working to ensure that everything is fine. Nobody should be alarmed. So my own question now is, why would you want to continue to be part of an hopeless, helpless country that you have no choice? Not that you actually have a choice. They are not consulting us now. They are borrowing money. So when the Yorubas meet again and say, Kobo, we are not going to pay inside that money. Anybody will borrow Nigeria money, they are doing Father Christmas. Some people will say, we didn't consult the Fulani terrorists or Fulani leaders before we make that decision, Abi. Are they consulting us now before they take all your name to go and borrow money? The rubber stamp National Assembly, they will approve it. As long as CBN will print them money to pay them their own 13.5 million, 15 million every month. They don't care. Your naira can become worthless as they are getting that your worthless paper. They are finding the forex everywhere they can buy and change it to dollar and save it somewhere else. Why would you want to continue to be part of that hopeless situation? That is the question. When is it going to end? The Yahoo Yahoo government, the people they promised to return back. Let me tell you what happened there. You see, like I said, they said they were going to end Boko Haram in 3 months. For 3 months, first they said, when they came in 2015, first they said maybe it is the rainy season that reduced Boko Haram activities. Okay. They said Boko Haram are no longer bombing anywhere anymore. It's okay, fine. Then the next thing they said, Buhari or Boko Haram's body odor was the one that was so strong for the Boko Haram that they have run away. And they were telling, that was when Laya Muhammad, Femi Oponu Adeshina, Gabeji Shehu, or Gabeji Shehu himself, that's when they all went lyrical. And they were telling us that Boko Haram, they have technically defeated Boko Haram. You remember that time? We didn't know that they were actually, what's that they call them again? They were trying to, open another branch, to diversify, that kind of a thing. To diversify. All of you are shouting, Boko Haram, Boko Haram. Let us create other branches, other chapters, and then everybody will have something to deal with all over the country. They were diversifying the terrorism business for that first 6 months. And when they unleashed the war, that is where we are now, today. So
They did not end Boko Haram. Rather, they strengthened them. They started the program, releasing them. They called it rehabilitation and resettlement of repentant Boko Haram terrorists or repentant bandits. They created this fake leverage for terrorists. They did not tell anybody. They were denying it. We were exposing them. They were denying it. They said it's not true. It's a fake news. Until they boldly came out to do graduation for these terrorists too. That's when the whole world knew that, no wonder. Even all the terrorists that were standing trial, all the Boko Haram, arrested Boko Haram member under Goodluck Egbere Jolantan, all the arrested terrorists like Kabiru Shokoto and co. No wonder many of them, they never appeared in court again. Kabiru Shokoto, according to what we have heard, by the way, Kabiru Shokoto's wife, she's on her second or third kids now since Boko Haram came to power. So that means Kabiru Shokoto is not in detention, and so are many others who they have secretly released. And these were senior Boko Haram terrorist members. And now, where are we? We now have bandits who dress like a Boko Haram and they operate like Boko Haram. They have the capacity to kidnap hundreds of school children, undetected, unchallenged, and they can keep them for days and the Nigerian authority will never find them. Bandito. Boko Haram did something that if you are a northerner watching this video, you should be worried. I mean, if you can still think, maybe all of you get sense anymore. And I understand. You see, you know what is called the Buhari titis? Do you know what is called Buhari titis? Yes. Buhari titis is a strange mental disorder. Nobody get cure. And only the Buhari idiots are suffering it. And the fact that they won't agree that they have Buhari titis that has eaten up their brains, it makes it difficult for researchers to find solution. And they decided that we should continue to hammer them, to knock them the truth. Possibly, we can save some of them and save ourselves too. What do you call it? There's something I picked up. When these guys were diversifying, and they later came out to say, yes, repentant Boko Haram can become your president. And we're like, whose idea is that? Who is bringing that idea? It was the idea of the jihadist in government. But something happened. When they came in, Boko Haram and his gang of jihadists from the northwest, northeast, and co, they established what is called presidential, they call it Presidential Committee on something like rehabilitation, resettlement of the people of northeast, like rebuild, resettle, and rehabilitate of blah 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 blah. Sha puts one jagudu nonsense. And Boko Haram, for the first 6 months to settle himself down when your de facto president was alive. I'm talking about your president Abba Kyari. So they brought in this Adamawa thief like Atifku himself, right? They brought this guy in. His name is Babachir Lawal. They made him the secretary to the government of the federation. He is like the third strongest person after Abba Kyari. Now they put this committee to rehabilitate and rehabilitate and resettle the people of Northeast, especially Borno. So they put the presidential committee in his office. They now voted money for him. Now, so the guy, whatever Abacha blood that was boiling in him, immediately he started the looting. But stealing the money as if that was not enough, Babashir Lawal, when they opened investigation to how much money they have looted, trying to say they wanted to rehabilitate and return the people from refugee camp back to their villages as they promised people, when the truth came out of how much he was looting, you know what they did? He collaborated with his friends, his other jihadists in the Nigeria Air Force. You know what they did? They decided to go and bomb the IDP camp in Ran. They bombed the IDP camp in Ran, and they killed so many people in the refugees who ran away from Boko Haram, and they were in safe place, so they were bombed there by the Nigerian Air Force. Not one time, not two times, but three times. So if you say one time is an error, second time is an error, third time is an error, it was days after we discovered that it was because the senator of Saraki was investigating him. They discovered that Babashir Lawal, among other things, they stole. The one ridiculous one was that they cut the grass around the refugee camps, where thousands of people who were running away from terrorists, they were taking refuge, right? They used 242 million naira to cut the grass around the area. And when they asked him, how can you use 242 million naira to cut grass? You said you are feeding each refugee, you are feeding them with about 4,000 naira a day. That means the refugee is spending more than 120,000 naira a month. And with what you have calculated here, we went to this place, these refugees, these Nigerians who are running away from Boko Haram, that you use them, they voted for you in their refugee camp, they voted for APC. Now, you said you are feeding them with 4,000 naira every month, every day, Abi. Well, 120,000 naira every month. Do we see these people begging for money, begging for food on the streets? And we see where they are sleeping at night. No bed, no shelter, no nothing. And you, Mr. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, you are telling us that you are spending 120,000 naira on each refugee? Haba! That was what led to them sending bomb 3 times to bomb that refugee camp. And they did not just kill the refugees, they killed those who were giving them care, those who are NGOs, those who came to support the refugees, because government has abandoned them, right? Many of them died. Health worker, what are they called? All these NGOs. Go online now and search for bombing of Ran. They said it was an error. How can you make error 3 times? They were trying to cover up. The government that came to help you stop corruption. I was shouting, shut up. It's because you don't like Buhari. Buhari doesn't care whether you are a Fulani or whether you are a Yoruba or whether you are he doesn't care who you are. What these guys care is that to use that mental ideology they put in your head, especially if you are a Fulani. If anybody is telling you that you are a Fulani and you are special made, you have this special privilege or special power that your Nigeria belongs to you, they are all lying to you. Not a single of your elite believe that lie. If not, by today, you should be the safest in Nigeria today. All the Fulani states, all the Fulani governors, they should not be paying ransom to terrorists as we speak. If these guys really care that because you are a Fulani and their agenda is to protect and promote Sharia, promote Islam, to promote this and that, all this nonsense they are putting in your head, all this madness, Fulani will control, Fulani will continue to rule you, Fulani will blah, blah, blah. It's all jargons that even your elite, they don't believe them. That's why they love the mob mentality. That as long as they can tell you to go and burn down places, you will go. As long as they tell you to go and keep places, you will go. Because to them, according to them, you believe that they are fighting the just cause of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and not be Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad. Oh, they are fighting the cause of Allah. You people who don't like them is because they don't like Islam. Your elite are lying to you. The same people who are supposed to protect your children, your women, your aged, your everyone who is vulnerable in northern Nigeria today. You as a northern now, I'm talking to you. Those who are supposed to protect you, they are giving excuses why it is you are not safe. You are watching your children being kidnapped, and by terrorists, they are being raped. They are being sold off in this life of today. And some leaders are telling you the reason why people don't like them is because they are Muslim or is because they are from the north. And you are supposed to be the safest. Are you not? That is part of the fraud. David O, my brother, thank you very much. We caught up tonight again. Thank you so much for the love. It's a pleasure. Remember, you can also use the super chat. It is always at the side of the comments. People have been asking me, Maiyegun, this doesn't exist. I mean, it doesn't really exist in every location. But if you are in your comment section and you see a dollar sign beside it, that is the super chat where you can send your own super chat or sticker. Is there. And you can also subscribe to Maiyegun's Diary if you haven't already, okay? They killed people for cover-up. They don't care if the people they are going to kill are the people like them. They don't care. The same Bokwari government, in another way that you will know that these are heartless people, the same Bokwari government, they received a ship of rice and some other grains from China, donated by China, so that Nigeria can use that food to feed the people in refugee camps. Okay? So in 2016, when Bokwari died and he became a vegetable in London, you remember 2016, 2017, that was the time Ikene Shatabandu, fake Pastor Ruga, Oshumbade, that was when he became acting president. That's to tell you that there is no difference. So, meanwhile, before then, they said there was already, that rice was there in Apapa, is there at Apapa, and until it entered demurrage, you know what happened? They said the agent that's supposed to clear the rice did not clear the rice in time. And because of that, the ship and the content entered demurrage. So Nigerian custom now seized it. Listen to this drama. So they now required 5.5 billion naira to clear the ship from Nigerian custom. So Nigeria, NEMA, National Emergency Management Agency, or whatever they are called, NEMA, they were the one that were supposed to collect the rice, bag the rice, and take them to the IDP camp and share the food, sharp. But they said the agent to clear has no money. So custom now seized it. Now, to clear it, the NEMA has to pay 5.5 billion. And since NEMA has no governing body, the governing body was constituted, but they were never inaugurated by Bokwari before it got transported in an air ambulance to London then, right? So because of that, NEMA has no authority to approve 5.5 billion to go and clear the rice. China donated free of charge. Do you get that now? They shall play their abracadabra. Immediately, Oshumbade, special advisor to Bokwari on burial arrangement and condolences matters, Diagbowori Babaoja. Immediately, he became the acting president. He just approved it. He said, approved. So they collected the rice. By the time they collected the rice, they moved the rice from Apapa. We don't know how they did the 5 billion, 5.5 billion. That later became fraud, to the point that the Fulani landlord, they were not happy with Oshumbade. And they said they would never hand over power to him again. And they never did again. They will never, ever again. He misused that power. 100 days, 5.5 billion. If they leave you for 100 weeks, what you go do? You know what I'm talking about. Oshumbade stole 5.5 billion using pen without writing his name there. They shall do the abracadabra. Last, by the time the Senate investigation exposed, bring out the rice, because at last, share the rice. Where the rice? All the rice have turned to mold. They have turned to nonsense. Like, you can't even feed animals with them anymore. in the storage of National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. 5 billion. Igbo. Container, a ship of rice and all. Igbo. In the name of this APC. Egbekegbe. Right? I'm only giving you instances. So now the farms, they told you that they were going to diversify the economy. We are working to diversify the economy, to create jobs, to create tech jobs. Right? They did not create any technological job. As the people were going to farms, you are either going there, if you want to go back home, you are either going to pay tax, or your family member will have to go and identify which of the body is yours, because you know what happened? These criminals, they have sent Fulani terrorists to all the farms. Over 80% of farms in Nigeria have been destroyed by Fulani terrorists. Those who are still going to those farms, they are growing food just to stay alive. And today, that is why hunger. They say, Baba, wait, say, why they look like this? Say, Baba, now hunger. Say, wait, say, which one be hunger? You know, buy food. Baba, wait, say, I won't buy. I don't get any shishi. Now hunger. Why you can't they get angry like this, Baba? Now hunger. Some people are angry. You think he has a temper problem. They say he has temper problem. You see, that's one thing I don't like about Felix. Felix is always like so temperamental. Sometimes now hunger they worried Felix. Now hunger they worry Bisola. Maybe say Bisola get anger problem. If you pay attention, you will realize that people who have now turned, those who told you that they will give your children 1 meal a day, they were telling you ironically, imagine, ironic, they were telling you that they will make you to eat 1 meal a day. Go out there now. You will see people, they will say, thank you, God. At least I thank God, I can still eat once a day. Some people, they cannot eat anything. My brother, thank God for your life. If you have life, there's hope. You know, they have been telling us that. They say if you have life, there is hope. Now, poor man, the Bible be that too. I don't mean to insult you or insult Bible, by the way. But now, poor man, survivor toolkit be that. Say if I get life, I get hope. Until go get to, oh my boy, I will law. You know what I'm talking about? Some people no get anger problem. They are not sadists. They are not always, you see them frowning all the time. They know this more. Now you can tell why. They destroyed farms. They sent everybody away. That is the primary intention. And they are also, when they destroy jobs, right? When they destroy jobs, when they destroy businesses, do you know those who are suffering it? Southern Nigeria. Pay attention. The tax-paying companies in Nigeria today, out of the 100%, more than 76%, 76.4% of those companies, they are domiciled in Southern Nigeria. Are you following me? In 2020 alone, out of 1.34 something trillion naira generated as internally generated revenue from Northern Nigeria, from Southern Nigeria, I'll give you a figure. And you can only generate revenue from businesses and those who are working and who are paying taxes. Abi? That's where you generate revenue. Abi? Now, in 2020, the entire Northern Nigeria, including Benue, Kwara, and the rest of them, who call themselves the North Central, the entire Northern Nigeria, they generated 370 billion naira. Are you digging? The entire North, they have 19 states, including Abuja, making it 20. The entire Southern Nigeria with 17 states generated 930 billion naira in 2020 alone. Now, that simply tells you that whenever these terrorists destroy jobs, they are not destroying anything they've not destroyed already in Northern Nigeria. They've destroyed education. So the only viable job that recruits en masse, I'm talking about en masse, is the terrorism job industry as we speak. Okay. And as the terrorism industry is the most lucrative recruiting job for the young people in northern Nigeria today, shamefully and regrettably to the advantage of these criminals that you call your elite. In southern Nigeria, many people still believe that they have to go to school. They have to do examination. They have to pass with 2.1. They have to pass with 111. They have to, all of that stuff. Last, they will end up in a Chinko factory, checking the plastic mold, checking what else again? Working as a casual laborers. After that education, working as slaves in their own land. So when the jobs are finally destroyed, they don't destroy jobs in northern Nigeria because they don't have the capacity of creating any. Do you understand that now? They don't have the capacity. So when they destroy jobs, they are destroying your job. They are destroying Yoruba land. They are destroying the Biafra land. They are destroying every land that makes up the southern Nigeria. And that is why when they go about there to borrow money in your name, you should be able to say, you were not contacted. Why should you then contact them when you want to say, I am done? Why? Because you are scared. Well, I will understand that you are scared. If you can admit that you are scared. Let me share something with you. This has to do with what is going on in Kaduna now. But before I get to that, there's this video. You might have seen it. I'm sharing it with you again. This is captured somewhere in southern Nigeria, where people have been moved, undocumented, but well coordinated. And they have been moved to every part of southern Nigeria, where they are now in their sleeping cells, waiting to be unleashed. This one is uncovered. NSCDC found them, and I think it's in Ondo State. Maybe you should watch.
They're taking them across. You can see them. You can see them. Where are they coming from? Where are they driving them from? The driver has to be... How? You see them? You see them? That's the problem we are having. Where are these people coming from? Every day they are bringing them in. I was the one that reported to the civil defense. Yes. I reported to civil defense. Thank you very much, Nigeria. Please do your own recording and make sure they get it, all right? Thank you. We're heading back now. Thank you. Look at it happening now, live. Civil defense checkpoint after bypass, just before BIU. That is where they are right now. Look at them. Look at them. This is sabotage. Look at the truck. No number. No number. And they are Nigerians. Thank you.
Are they Nigerians for you? You will soon find out. This is what they have brought upon the people, right? People probably felt like maybe it will never get to a point where they will have to choose between their lives and their land. The people who promised safety, the people who promised prosperity, change, they brought division, calamity, a total balkanization that they have now made official as we speak. And the same people want to blackmail us with unity beggars. Of course, it won't happen. Let me take you to Kaduna. The people that will never accept the fact that this is a democracy, possibly, which is not, they will never accept what they give or what they give to people. First, I think I should share this with you. Then I will take you to Kaduna. I have a few things to share with you from that part. Let's start with this. El Rufaya again.
Has become so incompetent, we'll be praising them and say that, oh, terrorism is happening. Jonathan is doing nothing. Well done, Jonathan. Are we supposed to do that? We are in opposition. Our job is to look at even good things that they are doing and say they are not doing it well. That is the job of opposition. So we have no apologies for pointing out to Nigerians that this government is incompetent and has failed to provide security. If you say we are politicizing it, fix the problem so that we can't politicize it. Okay? Are we politicizing breathing of air? Every Nigerian can breathe air. We can't politicize it because there is no problem there. But if you fail to supply petroleum products and we say you are failing, you say we are politicizing it. Fix the problem so that we don't politicize it. If you say that there is terrorism, we are politicizing it, eliminate terrorism. 5 years ago, nobody is talking about terrorism in Nigeria. Under Jonathan, it has become an industry. And we should not take advantage of their failings so that we secure the votes of Nigerians in the next elections. There must be something wrong with them. We have made suggestions to the government on how to improve security. They have ignored it. They have set up 5 different committees that have given them recommendations how to address this problem of terrorism in the last 3 years. They have not implemented one. They are incompetent. But they try to blame other people.
So at this stage that you are right now with terrorism in Nigeria, what do you think is the solution, especially on how to rescue the girls?
Look, the government has the solution to this problem. Several committees have given them recommendations. They should just implement the recommendations in their drawer. Okay? As for rescuing the girls, we have seen examples of what countries do when this situation happens. You should have military action on the one hand and negotiation on the other hand. You should not foreclose anything because the lives of your citizens are at risk and you don't want to lose one life. You don't want to lose the life of one person. You don't want to lose the life.
That is the way in 2014. Not just that. In 2012, the same El Rufai was out as protest was legal then, not anymore.
After his speech, we will listen to Femi Fanikayode and we will all move to Wuse Market and meet our masses there. And from there we will move. They will not do anything to us. Thank you very much.
Good Nigerian people. I want to salute your courage in standing up to injustice. We will continue to fight this government until it does what is right. And what is right is that they should cut down their expenses and ensure that our refineries work so that we can buy petrol not at 65 naira but at 40 naira. We should now go assemble at Wuse Market and march to Eagle Square. We will listen to Femi Fanikayode.
Great Nigerian people. Great Nigerian people. This is the beginning of a great struggle. A struggle to ensure that justice, decency, and good government returns to our country. I want to assure you that we cannot be intimidated and we cannot be defeated.
That was 2012. Fast forward it now to 2021, when El Rufai is now the little tyrant. Kaduna Littlefinger is now the governor. This guy sacked, I've never seen anything like that. Oh, well, he did it. He sacked over 22,000 civil servants just at once. Then he said he employed 25,000 after. And people said he's already sacked. Every time he's unable to pay when they have run out of money, that is the moment El Rufai will start sacking people. They said since El Rufai came to power, he has already sacked more than 50,000 government workers there for no other reason than whether either they are either Christians, they don't want them there anymore, or they just feel like their loyalty is to some other people apart from them, and whatever, just sack everybody. Now the entire state called him El Rufai. I thought they would call him El Rufai, but they called him El Rufai. That was when the Kaduna Little Finger provoked. You know, some people are already proposing that this guy should come and be your next president. I suffer no dey tire many of you. I mean, poverty no dey tire you. Unfortunately, something will likely give in between you and that poverty. Something must kill something. In this case, a terrorist, a complete. They said one governor in northern Nigeria is the sponsor of Boko Haram. I can tell you, I have my doubts. I mean, I don't have my doubt that this little finger, Kaduna Little Finger, is a key suspect. I'll say that again. Is a key suspect. He provoked. Hey, you people gathered. Oh boy, now so Little Finger declared Labour leader, the president of NLCO, wanted.
He should report to the nearest police station or report to us. He will be prosecuted for economic sabotage.
Is there any ground for compromise between the two parties?
There is no grounds for compromise. They have used their last ultimate weapon. It will not change anything. We will not change our position. And that's it. Thank you.
Little Finger. This guy jumped up. That was not what he intended to do. He had other plan. Ask me what is the plan. The Labour came out again today. Just like they did to the NSAS protesters, when government, imagine a country. Nigeria is gone. A country where government will go and hire notorious, jobless thugs, arm them with different dangerous weapons to go and attack their own citizens for protesting. A country like that is not a country. You are now living in a jungle. It's even worse than a jungle. Some people said it's a contraption, and I agree. That's what Littlefinger did. He called on their thugs to help them attack the NLC. Oh boy, like play. Film start.
Soleto!
Free Africa!
Free Africa!
Free Soleto!
Free Africa!
Free Soleto!
The struggle!
Continue!
The struggle!
Continue!
Just imagine Nigerian police begging talks.
Comrades! Can you listen, please? Today, comrades, today is a very sad moment in the history of democracy in Nigeria. Early in the morning today, we got credible information that El-Rufai have hired one Alhaji Hassan Gwaska, who lives in...
Oh, gbogbo ala máa jẹ breakfast. Àsìkò tó ní kálukú máa jẹ tiẹ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. Summa billahi.
El-Rufai sent thugs. Imagine government hiring thugs to attack the union, labor union, while you have already declared the union leader wanted. That is kind of things you will see in,
I don't think you can actually see something like that in Afghanistan, all this Nigeristan, and all these places. I don't think so. Nigeria is peculiar. It's different. Meanwhile, Bokwari is in France. Okay. And for those of you who are asking, how far with the France? What is Bokwari doing in France? I got an image for you that I want to share and see if I can still open the line tonight for anyone who wants to phone in. And for those who are asking for Bokwari, he is in France. Watch this.
You're welcome to France, President Buhari.
Am I in France?
Oui, you're in France.
Okay, are you very sure?
Oui, this is France.
Okay, rub my arm.
Okay, you can meet my wife, Brigitte.
You're welcome to France, Mr. President. Where's your wife?
Yes.
Where's your wife?
Yes. Yes.
Sneaky doesn't want to answer. Let's go take some pictures.
Let's take some pictures. Emmanuel Macaroni.
So, Bokwari is currently with Emmanuel Macaroni. If you didn't capture that well, let me share that again. Watch.
You're welcome to France, President Buhari.
Am I in France?
Oui, you're in France.
Okay, are you very sure?
Oui, this is France.
Okay, rub my arm.
Okay, you can meet my wife, Brigitte.
You're welcome to France, Mr. President. Where's your wife?
Let me see that hand. I want to show you that hand. Let's see. I want to see if I can get that hand for you. See that again.
You're welcome to France, President Buhari.
Am I in France?
Oui, you're in France.
Okay, are you very sure?
Oui, this is France.
Okay, rub my arm.
Okay, you can meet my wife, Brigitte.
You're welcome to France, Mr. President. Where's your wife?
Yes.
Where's your wife?
Yes. Yes.
Sneaky doesn't want to answer. Let's go take some pictures.
Let's take some pictures. Emmanuel Macaroni.
Somebody made that, and I found it a bit hilarious. So, and I hope that's those of you who are looking for Bokwari. But look at your screen. I'm going to show this too. I've been wondering, and please, make una no get too emotional, okay? Help me. Emmanuel Macaroni is 43. Bokwari is 78, Abi. Can you see those hands? Yeah? Let me see if I can get this off. Yeah. Can you see those hands? That is Bokwari's hand. Let me see if I can probably move it about. Somewhere here. Can you see that? Let's see if I can bolden it. That's the hand of a 78-year-old man. But look at the hand of a 43-year-old man. Isn't this great? Let me put your hands behind me. Yeah. You see that? Maybe you can see better. That's a Bokwari. Alaji Shekau Bokwari. Yeah. See the hands? The one on the left here. Yeah, I think on your right, if you are watching my screen, right? So this one here is Macaroni hand. And this one here, yeah, this one. Let's see if I can hold it. Sorry about that. I just wanted to share that with you from Bokwari.